I'm Chika Odua. We're talking today about Boko Haram. They released a video on YouTube and they targeted several Nigerian publications and also international publications. One of those media houses is actually Voice of America, which is distributed by the United States government and receives funding from U.S. aid. On the phone with us right now, we have the chief of the Voice of America's Hausa service. Now, this Hausa service was specifically mentioned during Boko Haram's video. So right now, we just want to introduce Mr. Leo Keyen. Can you just say hello to our audience?
How are you? Nice to meet you.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Good. Thank you for having me.
Yes, so Voice of America reaches over 25 million people throughout Nigeria with a special focus on the north. So how did you all react to this Boko Haram threat?
Our initial reaction was to, after watching the video on YouTube and listening to the statement made by Abubakar Shekau, who is the current leader of the Boko Haram, or at least he says so. And translating the text, we had to meet in order to take immediate actions. And the first statement was issued by David Enso, the director of Voice of America, where he said, we don't have an immediate comment, but we take the safety of our strangers and reporters, correspondents all over the world very seriously.
Right.
The following day, I followed with another release stating that we understand the statement very well and that our strangers should not take this threat as for granted. Finally, we have put in place certain security measures in place to be able to guarantee or at least maximize the safety of our strangers in Nigeria, Ghana, and Niger Republic, because our main audience is in Nigeria, and we have reporting centers in various parts of Nigeria, and we have quite a number of stringers scattered all over the country.
Right.
We have taken some measures. I think these are security matters. So I cannot develop that there.
So when it comes to international news, most northern Nigerians get their news from Voice of America Hausa Service, also BBC's Hausa Service as well. So do you think that you all are, do you think that the reporting is biased somehow, or do you think it favors the United States position? Because their reasoning for targeting you was because they believe that the reporting is biased.
Oh no, on the contrary, I have had people, our loyal audience in northern Nigeria, tell me that next to God is the VOA, in the sense that we are the only ones that give the common people the opportunity to air their views. We don't dominate our news with, newscasts, sound bites from our casters or our stringers and correspondents.
Right.
We give like 70% of the time to our people to talk themselves. We hear them say it. We hear the common people talking, and that's why I guess we are popular with the audience in Nigeria.
Right.
But on the other hand, I really screwed this matter down to the reason they gave, which is that we covered a story in Maiduguri about some cash for information which was initiated by the Nigeria police there. And we covered the money, paid to somebody who uncovered some bomb manufacturing area in the town, and he was paid 500,000 naira. They didn't like that. They said we were encouraging people to leak secrets about them. Well, we are not in the same business with Boko Haram. Boko Haram is in the business of bombing places, killing people, attacking people.
Right.
We are in the business of reporting these incidents. If they don't do it, we don't report it. And I don't know, they're trying to introduce some kind of journalism using threats, destruction, and bombing people as a means of cowing people from reporting. We're not in the same business with them. They should understand that we have embedded somewhere in journalism the mandate to save lives. We are reporting these things so that society will be better. And I've said this several times. As an organization that is using destruction as a means of negotiation, we cannot be on the same page.
Right. So you mentioned that this threat is just maybe a way to cower or maybe even gag you all in what you're doing in reporting. So how do you find the balance between trying to, consider them actually a considerable threat and also just trying to play the fine line with going ahead and doing what you're supposed to do, which is reporting the news? How do you find the balance?
Another reason they gave was that we're starting a new program that would encourage people to report activities about them to the police or the authorities in Nigeria. But, from the promo we've been running, the program, by the way, premieres today at 4:30, which is about 9:30 Nigerian time. It's all about dialogue. The new program is called Dialogue.
Right.
And that program is supposed to bring people, because a lot of the leaders in northern Nigeria have been very quiet. We are amazed at the amount of silence, the loud silence that they go about their business within Nigeria. We think they should speak out. People should discuss. People should talk about this issue. People should come to the dialogue table and mention how the crisis can be resolved.
Right.
I mean, no war, not even the world wars have ended in the battlefield. They've all had to come back to some negotiation table to dialogue. The Nigerian Civil War ended on the dialogue table in Abu in Ghana. So what are we saying? We are not encouraging anything about government. We are not favoring government. We are saying come down and dialogue and talk. That's what we're doing.
So speaking of dialogue, what would you say to the leader of Boko Haram, Abubakar Shekau, if he were in front of you right now? What would you tell him?
I would tell Shekau that his philosophy cannot fly because it's not possible to convert everybody to Islam. God is not a fool. God created people in northern Nigeria of various religious sects and inclinations. If he had wanted everybody in northern Nigeria to be Christian, he would do that. The same thing, the second philosophy is to wipe Western education or anything Western, the values of the West completely out of northern Nigeria. Why would he? I would tell him, why are you using the YouTube?
Right.
Why do you use the phone? Why do you use aircraft? Why do you use buses, SUVs to carry bombs to go and bomb media houses? Why do you use cell phones? All these things are there.
Right.
So these are Western values. These are the finest technologies of Western value. Why are you doing that? Does he have an answer to all these things? Okay, another question I'm going to ask him if I saw him would be, what are you giving people in replacement for these things they are destroying? What are you offering? We know that Christianity came with hospitals and clinics and education. We know that Islam came with trade, okay, and a lot of communal administrative advantages in Nigeria. The feudal system was merged with Arabic and Islamic values that created what we have today in northern Nigeria. These are the finest aspects of humanity. What are you replacing these things with so that people will come with you? Another question I would ask you is, you're asking people in northern Nigeria to leave if they are not Christians. There are Christians who are individuals of northern Nigeria who come from Plateau, Taraba, and these places. Where do you want them to move to? They are not southerners, and they don't belong to the tribes in the south. Geographically, their great-grandparents conquered these places in 200-300 years ago, and they established their own kingdoms and chiefdoms. You are telling them to leave where they're going to, and who's taking over their land?
Well, Mr. Keyen, I'm not surprised that you have chosen to ask or to hypothetically ask questions to Boko Haram instead of actually making statements, since you are a reporter, you study journalism. So on that note, I want to thank you so much for joining us on Sahara TV, and I hope that everyone is safe, all of your stringers, reporters, everything is safe with you and Voice of America.
Thank you for having me, but I heard that they're also thinking of coming to New York to target Sahara TV, right?
Well, I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. We'll see.
Okay. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you so much and have a good day.
Okay.
All right, that was Leo Keyen. He is the chief of the Voice of America Hausa Service. He was giving us some questions that he would ask the leader of Boko Haram, that's Abubakar Shekau, if he were to meet him face to face. He was also telling us that Boko Haram, they claim to be anti-Western, but they're using Western gadgets, YouTube and cell phones and so on. So up next, we have some more people to talk to, including the assistant editor of Vanguard newspaper, which is based in Nigeria. Also, we have a representative from The Nation newspaper. Both of these publications were also mentioned by Boko Haram on their YouTube video. So stay tuned onto Sahara TV. You don't want to miss what's up next.